There was a dramatic change in Bama's mind when she came to know from her brother that the man carrying the packet in a childish way was not at all funny. She has come to know the reality, the sad story behind all these things. And now how will she react? Let us see this. When I heard this, I didn't want to laugh anymore, and I felt terribly sad. How could they believe that it was disgusting if one of us held that package in his hands, even though the badai had been wrapped first in a banana leaf and then parceled in paper? I felt so provoked and angry that I wanted to touch those wretched badais myself straight away. Why should we have to fetch and carry for these people? I wondered. Such an important elder of ours goes meekly to the shops to fetch snacks and hands them over reverently, bowing and shrinking, to this fellow who just sits there and stuffs them into his mouth. The thought of it infuriated me. Now you see there is a dramatic change, as I have told. Bama no longer finds it funny. She doesn't laugh at all. She has become really angry now. She said, when I came to know from my brother that the old man was not at all funny, because we people are considered lower caste and they treat us as their slave. We have to work for them, but we should not touch them. That is what they want. Listening to this story, I didn't want to laugh anymore, and I felt terribly sad. How could they believe that it was disgusting if one of us held that package in his hands, even though the badai had been wrapped first in a banana leaf and then parceled in a paper? The badai was first wrapped, it was packed in a banana leaf, and then it was packed in a parcel, and then it is handed over. So how come if you touch the packet it will become polluted? How come they think like this? I felt so provoked. Provoked means if someone instigates you and you really cannot control your anger, you want to act, you want to protest, you want to do something, then you are provoked. Because of all these things that she came to know, she became provoked. She wanted to react. I felt so provoked and angry that I wanted to touch those wretched badais myself straight away. She thought that they want that we should not touch it. That's why the elderly man was carrying it without touching it. But Bama became so angry that she wanted to go and straight away in front of the man, she wanted to touch the things. And she is using the word wretched badai. The word wretched is used to mean, it is used in a sense of underestimation, or you hate or you have abhorrence towards something. Wretched. Someone is wretched, it means he is of no quality, he is nonsense, he is unworthy. But here the word wretched is used for badai. Wretched badai, it means actually by this she means the man is wretched. This is called transferred epithet. Transferred epithet is a figure of speech where an adjective which should be used before one noun is instead used before another noun. Although the word wretched is used before badai, the meaning here is the person they are wretched. So she wanted to touch those badais in front of him. Why should we have to fetch and carry for these people? I wonder. If they treat us like this, if they think we are inferior, if they don't give us the minimum human value, why should we work for them? She said, such an important elder of ours, the elderly man who was carrying the packet, for the so-called upper caste people, for them he may be an ordinary person, he may be nothing. But for us, he is an elderly person, he is a respected person. So this very important person of ours, he goes meekly. Meekly means in a very submissive way. Meekly. In a submissive manner. So this man goes there, bows down, and with all reverence, he hands over the packet to that man. He goes down meekly to the shops to fetch snacks and hands them over reverently. Reverently means with respect. So this man has to go to the shop in a very submissive way, and he has to be very polite, very humble, and he has to work for them. He has to carry the things all the way so carefully, then hand over it to the old man, and still we are inferior. How is it? This very thought, she said, this thought of it, the thought of it infuriated me. Infuriated me means it made me angry. Infuriated. Originally the noun is fury. F-U-R-Y. Fury means anger. And furious means angry. This is noun and this is adjective. And we see the verb that is made, infuriated. Infuriated means made angry. This very thought that these people, they consider themselves upper caste and they behave with us in such an inhuman way, this very thought made me angry. It infuriated me. How was it that these fellows thought so much of themselves? Because they had scraped 4 coins together. Scraped 4 coins together. Scraped, S-C-R-A-P-E-D. Scraped 4 coins together. This means they have earned some money. They have become rich. That's it. 4 coins together. This means amassed wealth. Amassed wealth. They have become rich. That is it. So they think so much of themselves. They think themselves to be superior and they think us to be inferior. Is it because they have earned some money? That's why. But earning some money, does it mean that they must lose all human feelings? But we too are human beings. Our people should never run these petty errands. Petty errands. Errand means errand. Means if go buy it, come here, go there. You have some people at your availability whom you say go to shop, purchase this, bring this, do that. These activities are called errands. Bama is saying that our people should never run these petty errands for these fellows. We should not work for them. We should work in their fields, take home our wages and leave it at that. We are working on their field. We don't own any land of our own. So we are working, that's it. That should be the end of the story. Why should we act like a slave for them? That whatever they want, their every need we have to fulfill. And at the end, we should receive this kind of inhuman treatment. Why should we work them? Just work in their field, get the wages, come home. That should be the end of it. No more slavery with them. That is what she wanted. She became very, very angry. My elder brother, who was studying at a university, had come home for the holidays. He would often go to the library in our neighboring village in order to borrow books. He was on his way home one day, walking along the banks of the irrigation tank. One of the landlord's men came up behind him. He thought my Annan looked unfamiliar, and so he asked, "Who are you, Appa? What's your name?" Annan told him his name. Immediately, the other man asked, "Thambi, on which street do you live?" The point of this was that if he knew on which street we lived, he would know our caste too. Now she is sharing with us an incident that her brother faced. Her brother is a university student and he was at his home for a vacation, and once he went to a neighboring village to borrow books from a library, and while he was walking on the bank of an irrigation tank, what happened was that a person from so-called upper caste community asked him his name. When he told the name, then the man asked, "Where is your home?" By this, the man wanted that if he knew where the home of the boy was, he could locate what community he belonged to. Because often in certain areas, a particular community of people live. They are the majority. This happens usually. So he thought that if I know where is his home, I can know what his community is, what his caste is. With this kind of intention in his mind, the man asked the question to Bama's brother. Anna told me all these things, and he added, because we are born into this community, we are never given any honor or dignity or respect. We are stripped of all that. Stripped of all that. Stripped means we are deprived. Usually the word strip means remove cloth, to undress. And here the word strip means we are deprived. Deprived of. Because we are born in this so-called lower caste community, we are deprived of dignity or respect or honor. But if we study and make progress, we can throw away these indignities. Bama's brother is giving a solution. That is the actual solution. He is telling his sister that we are born in a lower caste family. That is not our fault. That is our destiny. And they are born in a so-called upper caste family. That is also not their qualification. It is not an honor actually. But they think like this, and we are disrespected. We are dishonored. What is the solution? What is the remedy? He gives a remedy. He says that we have to, if we study really well, if we progress in study, then we can throw away these indignities. The behavior that they are showing to us, the treatment that they are giving to us, we can throw away all these things if we are really, we can progress through education. Then he advised her, so study with care, learn all you can. If you are always ahead in your lessons, people will come to you of their own accord and attach themselves to you. Work hard and learn. The words that Annan spoke to me that day made a very deep impression on me. And I studied hard with all my Paratan being, in a frenzy almost. As Annan had asked, I stood first in my class, and because of that, many people became my friends. This is the end of the story. The end, you may think the end is very sudden, but whatever it is, the message is clear. The message is that these are all bogus things. These are all nonsense things. What is nonsense? This caste system. But still people believe it. It is practiced. Even political parties win elections on the basis of these kind of bogus things. But what is the solution then? Bama's brother said that study well. And Bama did the same thing. When you study well, you are ahead of others in the class. You become topper in the class. People will willingly come to you. They will make friends with you. And you will not find any kind of discrimination then. And really in practical life, if you begin to become a respectable man, a worthy man, a man of quality in any discipline, in any area, in any field, you will find many people coming to you. If you become a very renowned doctor, patients will come to you. They will not bother about what is your community, what is your faith. If you become a good teacher, people will come to learn from you. They will not bother about your community, your caste and your religion, no? So you have to become really worthy. That is the only way. That is the best weapon to fight against caste system and any other kind of discrimination, whether it was in America in the late 19th century or India in the 21st century or anywhere in the world. We have to get educated in the real sense of the term, and we have to be worthy and we have to be ahead of others. We have to be quality human beings, and then only you will not have to lament, you will not have to be sad about it, because you will find that people are coming willingly to you. And this is the best way to bring an end to this kind of injustice and discrimination. This is the main message that we have got from the two stories incorporated in Memories of Childhood, narrated by Zitkala-Sa and Bama. Apart from learning your answers and getting marks in the exam, remember this thing for your whole life, that through education, through being worthy and quality human beings, we can only bring an end to injustice and discrimination and all the evil practices. With this hope and my best wishes to you, let us stop here. Thank you very much for being with me.